Yo, I'm burning up, hot flashes got me sweating like a sauna, body feeling different, hold creeping like a drama, clock hits 3, wide awake insomnia, got me stressed, mirror shows dry skin, used to glow, now it's a mess, achy joints, back stiff, tailbone hurts too, trying to stay fly, but this fupa making moves, 1 minute I'm chill, next I'm seeing red, these mood swings got me tripping, messing with my head, I go through all these symptoms, do you go through it too? Is it just me, or you riding this wave too? We gaining that weight, feeling that anxiety, no libido, brain's foggy, where's the clarity? It's feeling drain fatigue, got me moving in slow-mo, getting pissed off at my man for nothing, yo. Confidence lost, self-esteem took a dive, but we queens, we rise, menopause won't take our vibe. Ladies, speak up, tell me, do you feel this too? We riding through the storm, but we'll make it through. Don't let this pause make us stop, yo.
Hello, my lovely listeners, and welcome to What the Pause. I'm Amalia, and I want to thank everybody for taking the time to subscribe, send me questions, and provide me with a lot of support in terms of growing this little bitty channel and podcast of mine. Today's topic is going to be about the men in our lives. I'm not just talking about your spouses. I'm talking about those men who are in your orbit, in your family. We're talking brothers, fathers, sisters. We're talking about uncles. We're talking about grandfathers, whatever the case may be. As you know, I am a professor, and I do teach many students. In the past 8 years, I've probably taught about 2,000 students from all around the world. And I asked them, most recently in my groups, if they knew about menopause. What is menopause? And I didn't ask the women. I asked the men. Now, you have to understand, the men in my class are normally between the ages of 22 to 27, maybe a little bit younger than that too. Coming from different parts of the world, South Asia, Nigeria, Canada, the US, and it blew my mind when I asked my students what menopause was. The ones that were not from Canada had no clue. I mean, 0%. The men that were in my class that are from Canada, born and raised, only 25% knew what menopause was. So I asked them this, because I am the age of their mothers, a lot of them, and I said, do you find your mom going a little bit crazy, losing her mind, just being irritable, talking about how hot she is, how cold she is, how dry her skin is, how horrible she feels? Guys, that is menopause, okay? I don't care what stage it is menopause. And you guys need to know some of the facts about what to do specifically when your mom or your partner or your friend is going through this new chapter in their lives and this new transition in their body and their mental state. So I took a look at some stats, and there was an Ipsos survey over 33 countries. So that's approximately 23,000 adults say that they are kind of knowledgeable about menopause. Now, when you divide this into the gender gap, only 66% of women in those 23,000 reported being knowledgeable. But depending on the country, the average was 40%. But when I looked at India, 95% did not know what menopause was. A lot of these countries are still thinking that menopause is taboo and it doesn't exist, and that women should be thrown in jail or an asylum for that, as I was talking about in my podcast, probably episode number 1. So men, I feel they are not very comfortable talking about menopause, especially if they don't know what it is and have no clue about discussing it with their friends or with their mates. I'm going to talk about one other specific study in Canada, okay? This one was a little bit lower. This is about 2,300 Canadians, where, and get this, 57% think menopause is a taboo topic. I'm going to state that those people that claim menopause being a taboo topic are those who are very conservative, who are very wealthy, come from, I'm going to say, a Caucasian family, and that they do not speak about that because it does not exist. Really? Because why? If you talk about it, are you going to give women more power? Why is this topic so taboo? Is erectile dysfunction taboo? We talk about it all the time. We see it on the TV with every single product out there that's going to help for ED. Now we're looking at different products online to deal with menopause, but I'm not going to go in there today. I'm just talking to you about the fact that men do not know anything about menopause. All right. And boys, you should really know that it's a natural stage of life, and only about half think that the society should celebrate it. Nobody likes to talk about it portrayed positively. Why? I think that is completely necessary. But what staggered me is, and I'm not surprised because we have a lot of women on this earth, but by 2025, as I sit right now and talk to you, in September 25th and 2025, more than 1.1 billion women worldwide will be in menopause. This is from the UNFPA in Turkey. Interesting, is it not? So why do men have a hard time talking about menopause and dealing with it with their partners? So we want to make sure we're telling our boys these things. The awareness of our symptoms. You talk to them, because men will notice this, that my wife can't sleep anymore, she has low energy, we have a dead bedroom, she doesn't want to have sex with me, and on and on and on, because they never saw this before. What happened? All of a sudden my partner turns a certain age and all of a sudden I don't know who she is anymore. You think that's bad. We don't know who we are anymore when we turn that age and we flip that switch into becoming perimenopausal. Okay? And many men say, oh, it's because she's just getting old. Just aging generally rather than being specific to menopause. And that's pure ignorance right there. And this is where I come in to educate your men. Communication is a huge part, right? Because although men do talk with their partners about some of the symptoms, many men do not. And it's always the women who initiates these conversations. I cannot tell you how many times that my friends have told me that they have to teach their husbands about what they're going through. They have to push them to do the research. They have to push them to be supportive. Why are we pushing them? If they don't like what you're going through, and if they are going to be a real, I don't want to say a bad word here, but if they really want to be an idiot about it and treat you differently, I've seen relationships go up in smoke because you have a dead bedroom and then all of a sudden the man's like, oh, it must be me and I'm going to go find somebody else. And I've seen many men do this in my orbit in the last 10 years. And it happens a lot. I will be talking about that in my next podcast when it comes to menopause, marriage, and divorce. But carrying on in terms of, the challenges that we have, right? Because we are complaining about what we're feeling, and we want our partners to know what we're feeling. We want to actually let them feel what we're feeling, right? Every time a man says, pregnancy looks easy, and it's like, well, if you try to push a baby out of your rectal region, see how you feel, right? They have no clue about what we go through. They have no clue, and some cultures will actually deem us to be insignificant, insubordinate, because, oh my goodness, I can no longer produce children, therefore you're useless and put out to pasture. And a lot of these cultures do exist. Please challenge me on that one. So there's another study by PubMed. I love using PubMed because they are a credible source. Because in a study of partner relationships in a menopausal period, even though men accept their symptoms from their mate, they do not talk about it with their partner, and they won't offer any support. God forbid that a man has to help you out and help you through this very personal, very individualistic, very challenging, but transforming. Okay, this is a transformation, ladies. The men have to understand that there's going to be a day when you wake up, look next to him, especially if he hasn't been supportive at all. My ex-husband was never supportive of me at all, even when it came to having children. Although he's not seen me in menopause because we're divorced, I can tell you that he has no clue what that is. And if I had stayed, we probably would have been divorced anyway. But I digress. He had no clue. He has no clue about what that is. Okay? Because especially for those with narcissistic husbands, I apologize for you guys because this is the state of what they're in. It's all about them. They will never listen to you and they will never help you. I'm going to say that again. Those with narcissistic partners will never, ever help you. They will never understand what you're going through. And do yourself a favor. If you're 50 years old plus and you're dealing with this bullshit for the past 30 years, enough's enough. Leave. Leave. Because men believe, and this is interesting, they can influence their partner to seek treatment or make lifestyle changes. No way. They do not know the first thing in terms of where to get help, how to get help. All right? So guys and ladies, turn this up for your man to hear. Because gentlemen, men, you have to educate yourself. And I already told you, everything that your woman is going through, if you think she's moody or distant, she is dealing with major hormonal shifts. All right? Imagine your testosterone going down to a level where it was non-existent and you started crying all the time. And you started having really itchy skin and losing your hair and gaining that weight. You would be reduced to a little child crying. Okay, at least us women, we understand what we're going through and we just want to make sure you guys do too. So learn the symptoms. And there are 32 of them. I'm not going to go through them here, but the main ones are going to be hot flashes, insomnia, anxiety, mood swings, low libido, brain fog, joint pain. I know for me, I have very itchy skin. Luckily, my hair is fine, but there's also weight gain, right? A lot of weight is gained, especially when we are hitting our 50s. Now, guys, understand the stages. Everyone thinks that menopause starts when the woman's 50, 52, blah, blah, blah. That's garbage because, and I didn't know this when I was going through perimenopause, I would say 9 years ago, I started at 45. This actually starts in your mid-40s, and nobody at the time knew that about me. Menopause is stated 1 year after your last period. So really, menopause is just 1 day. So guys, your woman's not going to have a period for 365 days. Well, you both can celebrate on day 366 for that 1 day that she is going through menopause, because day 367 is called post-menopause. And that's a long-term stage. And people, you guys may think, oh, she'll get back to normal when she reaches post-menopause. Absolutely not. Some things will become normal. Again, this is very individualistic. I am actually using HRT, and I will be until I die. Okay? They have to take it out of my cold hands. If your wife is not on HRT, why not? If there's something that's clinical that she cannot use it because of blood clots or because of previous cancer in her family, then I understand that. Also look into holistic nutrition for your wife, because there are many ways to actually do this with supplementation. All right, let's talk about practicing open and non-judgmental communication with your partner. Why does this mean anything to us? It's because I know for myself, I felt so isolated. This past summer, 2 months ago, I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't want to teach. I didn't want to enjoy my vacation. I did not want to do anything. All I did was sleep and sleep and sleep. That's it. And my partner, who is so amazing and so incredibly supportive. Every woman I know is jealous of the fact how much he does support me. And I'm not talking fiscally. Nothing to do with that. We actually live apart. But when he is with me and I am going through something, he doesn't say, "Oh, it's just perimenopause." No, he says, "How can I help you? What do you need? Did you take your medication? Okay, you want to sleep? Okay." Not one question or even one, "Oh, you can't go to sleep. You just slept." You're just overreacting about what you're telling me, what you're going through, or you're just getting old. Who in the hell wants to hear that from their partner? I am so blessed. I can't even tell you how much my partner is, just shows me the respect of me going through this transition. And by the way, we've been together for 8 years, but I've known him for 25. So it's quite interesting. I'll talk about that in my next podcast. Guys, you have to be more emotionally and physically supportive. So, because I woke up one day, I didn't know who was in the mirror. Where did all these age spots come from? Where is the double chin coming from? Why is my pooch on my belly hanging out? I didn't feel confident anymore. I didn't feel sexy. I didn't have any self-worth. And sometimes I still have those days. So what you need to do, boys, is you need to show some patience. You need to understand that mood shifts and fatigue are not personal attacks on you. Your girl is going through such changes that she doesn't even know what time it is. If you're experiencing her libido going down or a dead bedroom occurring, be affectionate. Now, trust, I can tell you without a doubt, I love sex, very sexual person. I always have been. Sexual beings doesn't mean that I have, thousands of partners or hundreds of partners, not even true. But I know that part of my own confidence and identity comes through my sexuality. And I used to teach burlesque classes. I used to teach chair classes. And that's where I wanted to really give the confidence back into these women to get their sexy back, right? But when your woman is going through this particular type of change, you can't expect her to become immediately attracted to you. She probably will hate the sight of you, okay? But you can't take it personally, all right? Just sit back and be affectionate, even if your intimacy changes, okay? It's not going to go away forever. But if you don't do it, if you don't talk to her openly and gently about any alternatives, using lubrication due to dryness, or even some kind of therapy. But therapy, that's for the woman to decide, not for you. Guys don't need to understand everything. Just know and acknowledge what she is going through and how you can help. Now, if you find that your lady is getting worse in terms of her symptoms, I know for me, I was going through, I would go to 0 to 100 in a millisecond with my daughters, with my students, with my family, and that did not prove to be conducive at all to any success. If anything, I isolated myself even further. So I had to go get help. This is what I would like, ladies, you guys to do. I want you to talk to your doctor. Although you've heard in my last podcast, doctors are useless when it comes to menopause. So look for your menopause specialist. Discuss the HRT or hormone replacement theory. Or you can come to me. I am a holistic perimenopausal and menopause coach. And you can find me on whatthepause.co. And I can work with you, I can work with her in order to discuss what she will need and how your communication can improve and intimacy can improve and your overall relationship will improve. You know what's really great? Go to her with the appointments if you can. My partner is very supportive in that. I don't take him to every appointment with me, no. But when I do, and if I want him to be there, he never ever argues with me, which is wonderful. Now, I know that I've talked to you about in terms of my past and that I was a fitness instructor for 30 years. Let me tell you how hard it is to motivate myself to go to the gym, especially when I'm still having cycles. And ladies are going through the same. Do I want to take yoga? I hate yoga. Do I want to do it? No. I want to do what I used to do. I want to do my combat classes again. I want to do a spin class. I want, right? But unfortunately, my joints can't do it. My right knee wants to. Now my MCL is a bit loose, so I'm a little bit afraid. But when I do go to the gym and I do work out especially with weights, and I've talked about this in my earlier podcasts about menopause and fitness, weights are going to be extremely important for her workout routine. But even before working out, let's prioritize everything else, okay? Cook with her, exercise with her. If she wants to go to bed at 8:30 at night, you are not going to tell her that she's old. You are not going to tell her that she's lazy. She needs that sleep more than you ever know, and you're just going to wake up to a very happy woman. Encourage her to take breaks, or if you find that she's being stressed out, send her to a spa if you can afford it. Do something together. Take her on a nice walk, or make her dinner. Something like that. But don't think it's going to lead to anything sexual or intimate, okay? Just be there. And this is what drives me bonkers, but pick up the responsibilities, guys, and do the housework. Especially if she's overwhelmed, because she is so tired, her joints are aching on a daily basis. She can't even pick up the weights that she used to. Now it's your turn. Help her out. So what I'm going to do is going to wrap up here, folks, in terms of what you should do and not do. Guys, please listen to her. Don't judge her. She is beautiful. You married her. You're with her for a reason. She is just going through something that you cannot comprehend ever when you're with your time on this planet, okay? Listen to her. Do not dismiss her feelings. Once you dismiss her feelings, her respect for you will go down the tubes, as will your relationship. Learn about how to deal with this together. Learn together by researching, by using, your AI tools, but for me, it's the credible sources that I give out on every podcast. Come to me for some education as well. But don't blame her for mood changes. Don't blame her that, she's being a bitch, or why are you too happy? Don't question her on her mood changes. They're going to come, and they're going to come at a full speed when you're not ready for it. Just be prepared to be there to take the brunt and just shut up and listen. Encourage that help from your GP or your menopause specialist. Don't say, you're just being menopausal. You're just being hormonal. You really want to lose your wife or your spouse? That's the best way to do it. You should be patient and be present with her. Don't withdraw emotionally or physically. She needs you. She wants those hugs. She wants that reassurance. She wants to know that you find her still beautiful, although her body's changing temporarily. Support the choices that she makes. If she wants to go to a spa, let her go. If she wants to go sleep, let her sleep. If she wants to eat a chocolate bar or 5, let her do so. You do not control her, and do not push your own agenda or solutions on, because you guys do not have the answers. Now, you're probably thinking, why am I acting this way? Why am I being so assertive? It's because of my passion to make sure that everybody is educated in menopause and not be left in the dark. And I want to make a global impact. So if you're with me, please subscribe to my YouTube channel at What the Pause. Please look at my link tree at What the Pause, or for my coaching services at whatthepause.co. You will see my biography, you will see exactly what I look like, how I do things, and provide the service of becoming your own personal therapist, where I can be on the phone with you, talking you off the ledge when nobody else can. Until next time, be safe, be healthy, and embrace the pause.
Yo, I'm burning up, hot flashes got me sweating like a sauna, body feeling different, odor creeping like a drama, clock hits 3, wide awake, insomnia got me stressed, mirror shows dry skin, used to glow, now it's a mess, achy joints, back stiff, tailbone hurts too, trying to stay fly, but this fupa making moves, 1 minute I'm chill, next I'm seeing red, these mood swings got me tripping, messing with my head, I go through